Hello my divination darlings, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the channel if you are new. My name is VdLF and bienvenue chez moi, le salon de divination de VdLF. If you do not know me or if you are new, like I said, I am a witch and a diviner and I offer a variety of divination products, services and readings. If you'd like to book a reading with me, for my non-members it is £5 per reading. All info can be found in the links in the description to my Instagram. You can message me there or my buy me a coffee page directly. You can message me there as well, see what I got on offer for you. What else? Yes, and if you are new or first time customer, first time visiting, you want to chat with me about getting a reading, please message me first before you book a reading so you don't have to go through unnecessary refunds in the case where I may not be comfortable with your topic or your question. With that out of the way, today's video, honestly, I was in the shower a couple minutes ago. I was like, obviously because it was hair wash day, but I was in the shower and I was like, oh, what do I want to make a video on today? I said I would post a video on Monday, so I need to do the filming today, and then it clicked. I was thinking about topics that I really wanted to speak on that I hadn't spoken on yet, and this is what came to mind. Speaking about curses and what to do if you are afraid of curses. When it comes to cursing, like I said, I'm talking about afraid. There's a difference between being genuinely afraid and being an asshole and an attention seeker. I'm gonna first start with the heated one, the assholes. So if you are a witch watching this video or any type of practitioner from a minor religion, etc., you know that we tend to experience the biggest amount of discrimination among the general religions. I did a poll once on Amino, and I believe 90% of the responses said yes, I have been discriminated against. It was like, have you been discriminated against poll? I think I did the options yes, no, or someone I know has been discriminated against, and 90% were like yes, yeah, which is shocking. And discrimination numbers, percentages for pagans, witches, Wiccans are extremely high, and it's just freaking wrong. Gosh, I think a lot of it comes from Hollywood, movie perceptions, but the thing is, we are not a Halloween costume, we are not a stereotype, we are not a Halloween decoration, we are people. And even when you talk about witchcraft and pagans and Wicca and stuff, all of these practices are so... Witchcraft is a big ass umbrella term. Wicca is an umbrella term because you have different branches of Wicca. Paganism is also a huge umbrella term because those just mainly encompass minor religions, and there's millions of them, you know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to practices of witchcraft, they are, made up of beautiful traditions and cultures from various places across the planet, and the practices differ country by country, region by region. So to put all of us down into this ugly long-nosed stereotype with a hat, the thing is, you guys know, if you guys are witches and you're watching, none of us really have the hat, that pointy hat thing, whatever. But yeah, to try to strip away all of our culture, all of our ancestry and stuff, and put us down into this ugly thing, it's wrong. It's very wrong. And the media has just rolled us over the coals, I think that's how you say it. But yeah, it's really, really bad, and a lot of people have been discriminated against. I've experienced discrimination and it was very, very bad. So yeah, let me tell you something for the people who want to be the assholes about curses. And so a lot of the time, in my case, if I tell somebody that I'm a witch, and we don't really know each other that much, but I just say, oh, I'm a witch, and because it's something I'm proud of, I'm not gonna hide it away. I like being me, I do what I do. If you have a problem, then shoot. But there's some people who will be like, oh my gosh, are you gonna curse me? Are you gonna curse me? Are we being for real? Are we being for real? And this also falls into discrimination, because guess fucking what? Yes, I do curse people, but only people who are actually worth giving a damn about. For example, people who are children, or other people who murder, who genuinely cause harm, not this caca who thinks he's something, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it just runs me up the wall that people will say stuff like that and take that as a huge stereotype, that the only thing witches do is curse. We don't really curse that often, if I'm being honest. most of the time we focus on ourselves and the people we love. And in my experience, when I do curse, it is because I kind of view it as not really as a return to send a spell, but to take that energy back with a personal fuck you in there and then send it back, you know what I'm saying? Just be done with it, rid of that energy. That's my view of casting, sending it back with a personal little touch. What else? Yeah, those people just, if you're one of those people watching this video and you are scared of curses, my advice would be to just shut the fuck up and move on, because if you continuously are saying that to witches who, come out to you and say, yeah, I'm a witch, one of them is most likely gonna get pissed off with you, and they're maybe not curse, but maybe they will jinx you or hex you or put a bad luck spell on you or something. Yeah, and then you can't bitch and whine and cry about it, because you are openly, not provoking, but you are openly being an asshole. And a lot of us, like I said, go through discrimination already. We don't need one of you cacas on top of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be like, shush. Just shush. For your own good as well. Because you just look like an idiot and whatever. Anyway. So for those people who are afraid of curses, who don't know what to do, my advice is shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up and move on with the day. If you don't like it, don't look. But I mean, I can't blame you if you look, because I'm beautiful. Anyway, now that is out of the way, let's get on to people who are genuinely afraid of curses and my genuine advice as a witch. So my genuine advice for those of you who are genuinely here and they're like, I'm scared, I'm anxious, what do I do? I'm coming to like the source, not the source, but somebody who knows enough about this stuff, who does actually practice witchcraft. What do I do? My honest advice is, and this is from the perspective of a real witch, so listen closely. In witchcraft, like I said, a lot of practices are incredibly diverse. They differ region by region, country by country, city by city, village by village, town by town. You don't get what I'm saying, right? And because of that, a lot of the time, people, of course, when it's not infringing on closed practices and such, people and practitioners as individuals make their own beliefs and rules about their practices, down to what they believe in, whether they, believe in multiple gods, a single god, they all come from a source god or whatever, or in terms of their own power, if they do a lot of energy working, or if they believe the universe does something instead, that kind of thing. So in each witchcraft practice, your beliefs, what you do, it all comes down to what you decide. And then if you work with those beliefs, then you get the results and experiences of those beliefs. For example, somebody, when it comes to curses, let's say, practitioner A may be like, yes, I do curses, they're very effective, I don't feel bad about them because this is my reasoning. Practitioner B may be like, I don't do curses, I'm scared they will backfire on me, so that's why I don't do them. But practitioner B, because they believe it will backfire on them, then that's the experience they are going to get in their practice. That's why they don't do it, because they put that fear in themselves. Practitioner A, they do their curses, they're fine, because they don't have the backfiring belief. I also don't have a backfiring belief. So yeah, they will get A and B, practitioner A and B will get the experiences and the results in line with their beliefs that they have set in their practice. Alright? And honestly, this works even for people outside of witchcraft, in general life when it comes to spirituality, because let's be honest, nobody can see anything when it comes to spirituality, in terms of, or the majority of us cannot see spirits, deity and stuff like that. We just can't see that. We can't see the mystical forces at work. We can visualize them, but we can't really see them. So my best advice for somebody who is genuinely pissing their pants over curses, hexes, jinxes, this is my advice from a real witch to you. Have the belief and stay firm in the belief and the thoughts that curses cannot hurt you. If somebody tries to curse you, it doesn't work, it's just null. Alright? You need to have that belief, you need to trust in yourself, build confidence in yourself. I don't care if you're shy, if you're anxious, you need to stand firm in that belief that nobody can hurt me. I am a spiritual being, nobody can hurt me. If anybody tries to curse me, then it's just null and void, it doesn't reach me. That's one of my personal beliefs. After some incidents some time ago, and I've never been affected since. I've only had good results from my spells and all that and my workings. So in essence, you now need to have the belief. There's two things you can do. You can go forth with the belief and stand firm in it that curses do not affect me. You can decide in your spiritual or your religious practice, you can decide, or in your basically just religious spiritual life, like I said, curses do not affect me. If anybody tries to curse me, then it's just null and void. If you don't, you can say also it just goes back to them, and then they get the brunt of it. But if you are like, no, I don't want to send out more harm or send back harm, you can be like, okay, you know what, somebody tries to curse me, it's just null and void, the energy does not reach me, I am protected. You can set that belief for yourself. You can decide that belief, because believe it or not, even in an organized religion, you are still privy to your thoughts. You can have your own thoughts and beliefs about the practices and the thoughts and everything. So you need to get out of that victim mindset. Another thing, if you are part of a organized religion, for example, or religion that just has a dia or deity, you can pray to them and ask specifically, please bless me with protection from curses. And really focus. I'm not saying, oh, please bless me, blah, blah, blah. You need to focus. Because if you're really worried about this, you need to sit, you need to pray, you need to just get out all your feelings, get out that energy, and then just send up the request. Or down, Deities can be in many places. So just send out the request and it will be answered if you believe it will be answered. So what you can do is you can pick an object that you use daily, right? For example, in my case, maybe I'll pick my glasses. Maybe you pick some earrings, a necklace, pair of shoes. Anything that you use daily, most likely an item of clothing or jewelry. And if you are an organized religion, or if you have community for your practice, whether it's just religious or spiritual, you can then take that object to your place of worship or to your community, go to somebody in a position that you trust and ask them, hey, can you please bless this or enchant this for me for spiritual protection from curses specifically. And then you get that done, and then that will kind of be a physical object with that imbued sort of energy to protect you from curses. So you don't have to constantly worry about thinking about it. You have the object with you, you're safe and you're protected. That physical reassurance and that physical reminder. Alternatively, if you're a solo practitioner, you can do it at home. In the case though, you are doing the sort of enchantments and stuff at home, and if you are genuinely really scared, then you need to really focus, really focus. You need to sit, close your eyes, get in your states, your sacred space or your meditation. Really focus in, because if you are genuinely scared of curses and stuff, then you need to focus. You really need to focus and treat this seriously for yourself, because now you're setting yourself that foundation for success, that protection. So you need to focus, and then you do your blessing ritual, whatever it is, and then you've got your physical sort of, I'm just doing this because I imagine it would be a necklace, but you've got your physical protection amulet or object in a way. So that is my advice. If you decide curses do not affect me, if somebody tries to curse me, then it's just null or goes back to them, that is what you're gonna get. To be dead honest, I've been wanting to say this for a while, but in the case where you still wanna bitch and moan and whine, I'm gonna ask you this: are you gonna let a bitch with a bunch of sticks and rocks and shit control your life? Are you really gonna be scared of that? Sticks, rocks, whatever fabric that they use, it can all be found in nature. You scared of that? You scared of a lady with a bunch of sticks? Really? And don't even talk to me about tag locks. If you have the belief, classes don't affect me. If somebody even has a tag lock of you, it just won't work. It just won't work, whether it be your hair or whatever. So yeah, you gotta decide. You gotta man up, woman up, girl up, boy up, whatever up, and decide this shit is not a problem for me anymore, because I'm protected by myself, by the beings that I rely on, by my practice, by this protection object, whatever it is that I suggested. You need to decide. You need to stop whining about it. Like I said, you're gonna let a bitch with a bunch of sticks ruin your life, control your life. Do you realize how stupid that sounds? Do you realize how much of a wuss that makes you sound? Exactly. So, for those of you who are genuinely scared, follow my advice. Get that belief in, get a physical object for protection if that makes you feel better. For those of you who just wanna muck around and decide to be an ass, don't be surprised, honestly, if you do get cussed. Don't be surprised, because if you're not gonna take, other cultures and religions seriously, you're gonna run into somebody who is genuinely pissed and at the brink and the breaking point, and they will maybe take it all out on you. So just be kind. Don't be an asshole to other cultures and smaller religions. It's not that fucking hard. In summary, moral of the story for today is, don't let a bitch with a bunch of sticks and rocks and shit control and ruin your life. You have more power than you think you do. And yes, you can set your beliefs about your spiritual practice, your religious practice, and go with it. You can't just go with it. There are no rules. The only time where I would say there would be a rule is just in terms of closed practices, because those need to be protected. But yeah, just bask in your power a little bit and stop being scared. Stop being scared of people with everyday objects. Basically, sticks, rocks, fabrics, whatever. They can't harm you spiritually if you believe they can't. With that in mind, that is all for today. Alright. I feel like I was a bit all over the place, but I hope I got my point across. Like I said, in summary, don't let a bitch with a bunch of sticks and rocks and shit ruin your life and control your life. I like that phrase. Anyway, like I said, that's all for today's video. If you would like to book a reading with me, then you can head over to my Instagram and my Buy Me a Coffee page, and the link in the description. All my memberships, products, everything, they're all up and they are being sold. So yeah, go on ahead. And remember, if you would like to book a reading for me and you are a first-time customer or visitor, please message me first. It can be through my Instagram DMs or my Buy Me a Coffee page, so that we don't have to go through any unnecessary refunds in the case where I cannot do your reading. So yeah, that's all for today, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Remember, stop your victim mindset, stand on your business, and you'll be fine. That goes for witches and non-witches. Stop being a pussy. Alright, bye. Okay, bye.